Gonna give him a couple of minutes before we start. He hasn't communicated with me about not being here.
Josh is supposed to be, Josh Price.
He's supposed to be here.
Well, he said he's not gonna do, he's not gonna physically be here.
Okay.
He's supposed to be at least.
I don't know. I haven't got some meetings, has anyone else?
Thanks, the city's gonna be here. What means about me here?
All this. Pete?
Oh, there it is.
Hey there.
Sorry.
I was giving you Chris here.
Text Jason said I'm upstairs. Jason back.
He's what?
Oh, that's why he was not asking me. Sorry.
So are you ready?
How's it work?
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. Stand to the pledge of allegiance.
I allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic from which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amy, roll call please.
We have Wayne Roner, George Andrews, and Pete Crockett.
Okay. Approval of agenda and notes. Announcements by the committee. Recommendation, motion to approve the minutes from June 5th, 2024 meeting, along with the agenda for August 7th, 2024. Members of the committee reserving the right to add to the agenda and to take further action in the best interests of the district. Before we do that, Rob wants me to add to our agenda the curbing project that PennDOT is doing along North Cortland, starting at Washington and then heading north.
All right, well, I'll approve it so we can do that. We have to approve it first, then you can do it.
All right, so to approve the minutes, I gotta,
I second it.
All right, now we can add it. I motion you, I agree, I'll second your.
all in favor, aye.
Aye.
And then add the agenda item.
Yeah, I'll second your motion to add Rob's.
George,
I vote yes, sir.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We'll put the curbing there, I guess that's for action, huh?
I think it's just a discussion. It's happening. It's not, we don't need to take action. I just wanted the committee and the public to be aware of what we found out yesterday.
We're gonna have traffic,
Such traffic, yes.
we're gonna have traffic and construction out in front of the building doing redoing the curbs.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's as simple as it. I just wanted to make
And they're gonna be
sure.
on our side of the property, but
Yes,
they're not touching any sidewalks.
they're doing the sidewalks. Yeah, they're
Both,
doing,
they're doing both.
yeah,
Okay.
but they're not doing the road itself. They're doing the
Right.
round part of this.
Yep.
The corners.
Yep.
It's just a curbing thing
Yeah,
that's.
At their expense.
They're making a mess out of traffic, yes.
They said they're not gonna be blocking off any roads, so.
Listen, let's deal with that because we need pavement too. I hate North Cortland. Okay, next property and facilities meeting will be September 4th, 2024. Items requiring action, high school south stadium fence. The service team, American Fence System, Mount Pocono. And it looks like the service team quote at 12,900. Who's gonna talk about that?
Excuse me. This is the fence that goes around the seating at the stadium. It goes up either side of the bleachers all the way across the back. It's getting pretty raunchy, and from what I understand, there was an issue down there for a game being only a 4-foot fence and getting loose. It needs to be better.
We're going with 6 foot tall fence,
This
right?
would be a 6-foot tall fence, with the reinstalled all the way around. I had American Fencing first to give us a quote. They came out, looked at it. They never gave us a quote. And neither did Mount Pocono. Service team is the only one that got back to us. Yeah, that would be going from what it is now to 6 foot all the way around.
Is this just on the bleachers?
Completely around the bleachers. Up the
This is
sides
bleachers, yeah,
and across.
but not across the front.
No. just up the
Not
sides.
where the people walk. So
No.
that's supposed to be before.
Yeah, no, just around.
Okay, now. Just out of curiosity, a number of years ago, we did replace a section of that, right?
Oh, we've been copying and replacing sections of that fence all along. We actually put couplers on it and tried to make, if you look at it. you
So what's
see
the
pattern
issue?
Above it. It's short and it's just getting worn. Should be taller rather than what we had now. Right now, we have like couplers on it with an extension.
So do we have students destroying it or?
No,
No, it's just.
it's a safety issue.
It's just a safety issue.
It's-
Well, Doc, I'm asking because I know that we put money into that fence or into that stadium fence before.
So you say there's a couple of the top.
We put it in-house, so we extended it up,
Extension, okay.
but it's not
Recently.
it's not it's.
So now
it's
it's
a
all gonna
band-aid.
be one straight.
Yes,
6
it'll
foot.
be a solid 6-foot fence.
Okay,
How's the visitor side? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's relatively new.
And the difference
Height-wise,
being,
height-wise.
well, the difference being that we manufactured the fence on the home side, and that's a liability for us.
Oh, we did that?
Yeah, they put extension on, and they did a
Oh, no,
great
you
job,
can't- yeah.
but at the end of the day, we
Yeah.
wanna have a 6 foot consistent fence
Yeah,
across the
I
top.
agree with that.
And
So we modified a
Safety.
4 foot, made it
there's a
taller?
big difference in falling, there's a big difference between someone that might go over on the visitor side and someone that's gonna go over on the home side, if
I'm
there's an
behind it.
issue.
Behind it.
for the record, I'm not aware of anyone falling off the football stadium
Not yet.
in my lifetime.
Well, there's always
There's always
a chance. And I don't want to accept that responsibility if it happens.
It takes a liability away from us.
Takes a lot of shenanigans to make that happen. Okay, B, applications for payment and invoice. Number 1, High School North natatorium roof replacement, 12,699 and 90 cents. Munn Roofing, 2, Middle Smithfield Flooring for 93,386 and change. East Stroudsburg Elementary Flooring for $96,048 and change. HVAC, $48,000. With train,
480,000.
480, what did I say?
48,000.
480,000.
480,000.
I'll take your first.
48,000.
That should all be Esther's anyway. Resca HVAC, 310,000. North HVAC, 371,020. North HVAC for 239,617. Yeah, that's all Esther's.
These are the rooftop units, are they not?
At North, yes.
Resca HVAC replacement, that's 1,805 and change. High School North Lehman Intermediate rooftop. Invoice for $1,805 and change. Middle Smithfield Elementary and East Stroudsburg Elementary flooring, an invoice for $2,090 and change. South Fieldhouse equipment replacement, we have an invoice for $1,377 and change. North Campus storm pipe invoice for $675. Any discussion?
No.
I do. the auditorium roof replacement. What are we doing about that sidewall where we have the polyurethane for the leak?
Is Josh on?
Josh is on.
What's the plan there?
Hey guys, I am on. Um, Wayne, are you referring to the mezzanine access on the lower part?
I don't know. It's it's the sidewall. So it's
Yes.
actually on the roof.
The wall that's giving us all the trouble, Josh.
And there, right now, we have polyurethane blocking stormwater penetration. So I just wanted to know what the plan was there.
No, I just wanted to clarify if it was the wall that we had to open up for access to the mezzanine, or if it's been that condensation
Maybe that's what
wall
it is. Access to mezzanine. Maybe that's what that is.
mezzanine. Yeah. So what we want to do there, Wayne, we'd like to have the contractor build it out with a stud and a metal panel system that will be more easily removable in the future. Basically what happened was those existing double doors that are accessible down to the filter room were way too small to get equipment actually in and out of that mezzanine up there. So we actually had to go in through that exterior wall, which was brick, as you know, brick and masonry block behind it, which made it obviously very difficult to cut out and open up. So for any future use of it, we'd like to just go back with a simple stud and metal panel system, which will be much more easily removable for any future access. So I just need to get the general contractor who was working under that HVAC guy to give us a number to button that back up again with a more permanent system. All right.
Okay.
Josh, is this a result of a poor planning, a poor design, or what's called? I mean, we should have building apart to put it back together.
Yeah, you could definitely call it that, Keith. I mean, those, like I said, there was a double door at the edge of that slab up to the mezzanine, which was insufficient to say the least to actually make it usable to get equipment in and out. So yeah, it was unfortunately something that I don't think was planned very well from the start.
All right. And what's the status of the current roof leak that I don't know if it's a roof leak or condensation. Where are we with that?
Yeah, the wall condensation, we're just waiting. One had a very busy summer schedule with getting roofs replaced on schools. Now that is tapering down here at the end of the year, we'll be able to get them back for that back wall condition. So they just had a slammed summer where they needed to get roofs watertight, and now we can still attack that wall this September, basically, or late August, September, before the temperatures drop to a point where it's going to start condensing again.
Okay, and I want to thank you for that comment you just made 30 seconds ago. That MUN is doing roof jobs so that they're watertight. Keyword, watertight. I thank you for that. Any other questions? Let me see, Middle Smithfield flooring, that's moving along, flooring. Resca HVAC. Josh, what's the game plan for removing the old HVACs that are hanging out at the north parking lot? See there?
I'll have to talk to Chuck, or actually Chuck, I'm sorry, retired recently from Train. So I'll just have to get the schedule from Train with when they're going to get those units out of that lot. I saw that when I was up there for the storm pipe project.
I can reach out to Chuck tomorrow, Josh, if you want.
Yeah, that makes sense. Regarding the HVAC, they've been installed. Are they all hooked up?
The rooftop units have been placed. It was actually pretty cool. It was a placement with helicopter lift, which was pretty cool. Some of the ductwork still needs to be connected within the unit, but the units themselves have all been placed on the roof at this point.
Yeah, and I'm aware of that, but are they wired and functional? Reason why I'm asking, I've got coaches in an office right now at 86 degrees.
I can tell you, they all are on target. They are on schedule.
They're on schedule to be operable.
Yes.
Okay, so
Hold upstairs.
When are they supposed to be operable? This will answer
Weeks.
This is for Wayne's question,
Coming weeks, yes. I can get that answer for you.
okay,
just so the guys know that it's gonna be a couple more days or whatever.
Yeah.
okay. All right, status of the field house equipment. Are we moving? How are we making out with that?
What are you looking at?
Number 11. We have an invoice.
Okay, I'm getting this thing here.
Yeah, so that was, I believe, our invoice, Wayne, as the designer. We have not received the payment request yet from the contractor. They have materials ordered. They're just waiting to receive those materials before they start any removals down there.
And then the storm pipe. I know that Rutledge started.
That started on Monday. So there are two areas pretty much straddling that building. The one is outside of the Lehman Library, which is where they started. We started it in that location so that they'd be out of the way of any parent drop off on that side of the building. So that work commenced on Monday. That's a pretty deep section of piping. It's like 17 or 18 feet deep. So they're going to be attacking that over the next about 2 weeks. And then they'll be moving over to the parking lot side, which is over by the baseball field.
Okay. Any other questions, sir?
Nope.
Section 7 reports, Lyman and Ash. The only thing I haven't reached out to them. I do know that I received an email that they were finishing up the settlement. Doc, have you gotten any word from
I requested all their invoices, all the documentation for their invoices in writing. I received most of that information. And other than that, I have not received anything else.
did we receive our 1.2 yet?
I don't know that.
I'll find out next week. Okay, we spoke about the stormwater, that's Rutledge. What's the I don't know, Daryl, Rob, the Rescue outlet fire?
You want me to talk about it? I don't mind. Yeah, apparently when I was away on vacation, I found out it was a very senior custodian that was doing deep cleaning in the bathroom, accidentally sprayed water with our foaming spray on the outlet in the not the outlet, I'm sorry, I keep saying outlet. The switch in the bathroom, the light switch, which caused it to arc and cause smoke, and building administration then called the fire company to come out. There was no actual fire. Maintenance was actually on scene. Is that what, were they there? So they just switched the switch out and that was it. So
That's how I heard about it. I have a few volunteers that have the pager.
okay. Yeah, so there was nothing, actually I have my staff department. We have a staff meeting on Monday, this coming Monday, and it's just something I've added to my slides to go over, just a reminder, of safety and being careful in that situation. But I can't say it was a lack of training or anything. It was just an accident. It's a lot of cleaning, a lot of water, and sometimes it just, it happens, but we'll make sure it doesn't happen.
Okay. The Resica Water Report. The attachment 7D1. I know that the fire company drained the tower, which is never an issue, by the way, for a structure fire nearby. And they were able to utilize our water reserves to help put that fire out.
Do you remember why we added this one?
I wanted to know what Prosser Lab was basically what we were paying per year, right?
No, there was a board member that stated that the water was bad at Resica again, and my report showed that that's not the case.
That's right.
Mhm.
You do all the rest of it.
So we have clear water,
We have very drinkable water at Resica for sure.
and there was a mention many months ago that the Middle Smithfield Township was doing a study to extend the water line and sewer line up 402. That would include us, right?
Yeah, they want to take over the station. On what's the roads now? I almost want to say.
Gravel Ridge.
Station on Gravel Ridge, they take that.
I don't have a problem with that.
That's good in solicitor's hands, as far as I know, it's still moving forward.
Okay,
Didn't we at one point look at adding Resica onto the water company up there at one point? Didn't we like
yes,
approve to do that?
well, for whatever
Years ago?
reason, it didn't happen. At the end of the day, it should have happened, but it is what it is. I certainly was fighting for Central Water. You know, how often are we pumping out the what is it, the filtered
The backwash tank?
Yeah,
Approximately every 40 days, 45 days.
every 45 days. And what does that cost?
About $500.
That's why I was interested in Central Water, Larry.
I just want to add for the record that I monitor the Prosser's reports weekly, daily when they come in. If there's any issues, it comes to me right away, and I would definitely notify, like I did with Dr. Tolino when he first started, when there was a little tiny blip. I monitor them very seriously. So if there's any questions, you know, I don't know who raised concern, but you could feel free to reach out to me. I monitor them constantly. So
How often do they test the water there?
what do you mean?
I mean, this is like,
I'm sorry, how often?
yeah,
Probably.
Yeah,
Twice a
they test it
maybe?
twice a week. At Resica and Middle Smithfield even.
and how much does that cost?
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I can.
We're at roughly about, what did I say, Wayne, about $150,000 or for
Yeah.
the year?
Yeah,
Yeah, about a year
Just-
Six figures, low six figures.
for water testing per year.
And we do that just because of the water quality up there.
No, we do that because we have to as a school district, we have to have water testing constantly for our pools. Our pools get a bacteria test, all our buildings get water tests. This is all DEP. This is.
Yeah.
But if we have the water company serving us with their water line, they do the testing and present us with a report of how our water is.
that's right.
You're still gonna be testing a pool.
You're still
Oh,
gonna be
the pool,
testing.
yeah, I understand pool. I'm
You're
not.
still gonna be
talking
testing
pool.
pools, you're still gonna be
Where's-
testing certain.
Where's the nearest public water supply?
Or
There,
For Resica?
at the corner of Gravel Ridge, Tom X.
So that's the nearest public water supply. So, I mean, in all fairness, guys, we're talking about a massive undertaking to even get water to the north, public water to the north campus, so I
This
think
is Resica. This is to Resica.
just the Resica.
Resica ones, we've had the issues
So-
with the water at Resica for years. Doc.
And we have no issues with water right now. It's just, if
For now,
there's an expense to it, right? There's an
Right.
expense to the new filtration system, the
Yeah.
testing. Up north, like you mean, Doc, is either way, we're gonna have to test up there. We also have the water treatment plant. and
Agreed.
The sewage plant, which constantly gets water testing. I
Yep.
mean, I think Resica and Middle Smithfield, because of their filtration systems, and we do extra testing there, but it's only a fraction. A very small fraction.
So the
of what-
150 is for Prosser in general, not just for Resica.
It's for
Correct.
process.
Okay, then that, okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was just Resica.
That was.
Okay, then that's okay. I thought it was right. Okay, okay, then that
That's
better.
their total invoicing,
And-
and so.
Okay, I'm okay with that then. I thought that was just for Resica, but.
When it comes
That's
to water,
a lot
we
of
wanna
money.
spend money in order to save
Right,
money.
oh, I understand.
And honestly, I've looked into even, what I actually went up to Pocono Mountain and met with, a guy up there that does their water testing in-house and I looked into everything to get some. It would cost us way more money and
Yeah.
more headache for the liability to have in-house.
Well, and we
Uh,
sat with Dave Schultz.
yeah, we
from
worked very well with Dave
Prosser
Schultz.
To see how we can minimize some
Right.
of the expenses, and we just can't,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I thought it was 150 for Resica. I'm sorry. I
no,
thought it
it's
was
the whole
150 for
district.
Resica.
So just to give you an
That's
idea, just to kind of clarify a little more, is that with the state is constantly changing regulations. So the state then tells us a few years back that coming up, we're gonna have to start testing for PFAS, which is plastic particles in water. So all these different things come up as environment, EPA and stuff like that, and DEP, and then that's something, an expense that we're just always gonna have. So, and testing is always changing, forever changing. Regulations are forever changing, especially when it comes to water.
Yeah, these invoices are for the month of July.
That's what I looked at. And I was like, wow, that's a
They're
lot.
testing fluorine, manganese.
Yeah, I gave you for June, I gave June and July for Resica, just so
That's kind of
the
all I
board
see.
member that was concerned can see that there's no room for concern.
And that was just for the water pool, just right.
The board member only brought up Resica, yes.
And just to keep in mind,
Iron.
we're paying Prosser, but they're also assuming the role as our operator. So we pay them, but it's on them. Dave Schultz is listed as our operator
Okay.
for water,
Total costing.
with all the licensing that we need.
Yeah. It's pretty broad. Let's see. Current capital projects, any questions?
How are we coming up with a system for a better listing?
We've been working on doctoring it
Yeah.
a little bit,
It's just so hard to understand.
simplifying it, but unfortunately, I'll put it on me. I had a couple weeks vacation in July, so we didn't really.
No problem. No, I
We
get,
didn't really tackle it, but we're gonna clean it up for you, nice.
You use the whole page instead of like.
Yeah,
I would
Yeah,
like to go
change the
back to
margins.
old version of how we used to present the 5-year capital, it was very easy to.
the old
Yeah.
system,
read and
correct.
understand, and
Can we get back to
I would
that?
like to go back to that.
Can you do that?
Template still,
we can use that
Can
template
we
for
do that?
showing, yeah, for absolutely for showing. you
Yeah.
that.
The old board 5-year plan.
yes,
Yeah.
sir,
That's, it was very easy to understand.
correct.
Can we go, that's all I'm asking. Can you go back to
I
that?
would like to go back to that for
Well,
sure,
we can
yeah.
go back to
Check that,
sir. I could buy you all magnifying glasses as well.
However, it's easier for you guys to understand as long as it's more.
Nice.
convenient for our
We
people.
had a plan that was
Margins,
changed.
numbers grow.
Complex.
Numbers and lettering will become more legend.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, this is like a bit
I can worry about
deep
that for the
dive,
next
but-
meeting.
Yeah, and it looks like we're running out of ink. Okay, current capital payments, that's 7F1.
And I know your complaints on that too.
Same thing, change the margins.
Wait, it's just a suggestion.
We want to be able to read it.
Yeah,
And you said there's no rhyme or reason on the color?
there is no rhyme or reason, and if there is, she has never explain to me the reasoning.
All I'm trying to do is if the public goes online and sees this form, they go, what is this?
What is, right? Yeah,
Even the board thinks it's, what is it?
Okay, any other questions? Old business. Lehman Natatorium Wall League, I think we already talked about that. North Bus Garage. So what's the plan there?
We are still in design phase, Wayne. We're going to get a small survey completed over the next couple weeks, a topographic survey just for purposes of soil boring depth, that kind of stuff for any borings that we need to do. Also finishing up our utility survey with that. And I think that's it. So with that project, I'd like to be out to bid for that around, say, December at the latest, so that we can get contractors on board and make the most of that spring and summer timeframe coming up for 25.
What are the drivers doing now? They going, where are they?
Same thing.
It's still on the same building?
Tough now.
Yeah, they're still in the same building. Sorry.
So it's all exactly that.
Dispatchers are still there.
Yeah, nothing's changed. To my knowledge.
And the buses can still go in the maintenance building.
What they've basically done is taken over the shop area. So it's next to impossible to do any work on any buses up there.
That was the question I was asking, basically. I thought if we kept everything the same as what it was prior to that, they could use the bus area for maintenance, which is what they should be using it for.
Right, but they're not.
No, that's what,
Impossible.
that's why I was asking why they still in that mode, so we have to keep this thing moving, I guess, forward.
Okay, old business, 8C High School South Elevator.
So the elevator's repaired and working well so far. Otis came in and they had to realign the entire piston that they added. Once they did that, they got the piston line, they also had a special base plate made for it to prevent it from racking again. That was also all at no cost to the district.
That's operating great. That's awesome.
So
What's the time?
Well, this has been such a problem.
That was an ongoing, that was, yeah, that was,
So we have.
Hey, we put
and
some
in charge of
dollars
that. Okay.
into that.
that's good.
All right, items for discussion,
Hey, can I, I can't add any old business, can I? Can I?
what do you want to add?
I was just gonna ask, what's the status of where's the JTL project? Are we, the lighting and such, are we getting over that?
would you like to speak on that, Josh?
Yeah, so Daryl, I did hear from Mr. Toth. He left me a voicemail this past week. He said that he was on vacation, but he does want to hook up with us. So Keith, we are moving forward with the preliminary design that we can share with the manager and Daryl over there. And again, we'll get into that kind of late fall or winter bidding timeframe so that we make sure we have equipment ready to go. And I'm trying to think if we talked about whether or not that auditorium can be taken out of use at all, if that needs to be a summer project or if that can be a school year project. If so, we can accelerate that implementation schedule. I can't remember if we talked about that last month
I don't think you
or
can
not.
It's very well used throughout the year.
Josh, if you could send me a list of all the work that you folks are doing in the district, I can help to at least navigate some of those questions that you have, please.
Sure, no problem.
We have two projects right now for JPL, right? The seating and the lighting.
Yep.
Did we get the painting done yet?
Painting's done.
The walls were finished?
Everything's done. Stage floor walls,
Well, it's done.
The walls, the other half of the walls that were not finished?
everything's done.
So now it's just the lights
just the lighting.
and the seat upgrade. And then, and by that time we'll have to repaint the bed. I appreciate all your hard work on that, gentlemen, because that's a project that we agreed to many years ago that we let go, and I feel as an old board member coming back embarrassed by that because we agreed to that many years ago and it never got done. And it's not no one's fault at this table, but I'm glad we're getting it done, so.
Items for discussion, we've already talked about the North Campus stormwater and the North Campus natatorium leak
HVAC.
and the HVAC, we've already discussed that. B, environmental services project update flooring.
Yeah, I just put this, I had Amy put this on the agenda because I wanted to update you all on the summer projects and everything we accomplished this summer. So Middle Smithfield Elementary and East Stroudsburg Elementary, all the flooring has been done, the classroom flooring, carpet removed, replaced in some areas where carpet is necessary, and then in the other areas, classrooms, it's all luxury vinyl tile in both ESC and Middle Smithfield. Co-flooring did an excellent job, as always. They're even done, I believe it was 10 days prior to the completion date. So they were done early, gave us extra time to get the schools together. JM Hill, if you get a chance, go by there, take a look at the hardwood floors. They look beautiful. Middle Smithfield and ESC, where the luxury vinyl tile, JM Hill, Wayfair, flooring, sports flooring came in and sanded down all the hallways and classrooms to bare wood and really did a wonderful job bringing that school back to life. It looks gorgeous. So if you get a chance to take a look at that, how amazing it looks. And that project also has been completed.
That was a gym, wasn't it?
That wasn't the gym, that was the hallways and
The hallways and the
classrooms. Yeah.
classrooms too, right?
Yep. So it came out beautiful. It really looks great. So it's something, it's worth going there and looking at. I had some pictures on my phone and I ran into some JM Hill kids in my area and I was showing them the pictures of their new school and they're so excited to go to school because they feel like they're going to a new building. It was funny. So you mean it's a new school? I was like, well, no, that's not a new school, but it looks really good. So it brightens up everything, I think, Daryl. People are asking me if everything was painted. I said, no, Daryl painted that last year, but it looks so good now because everything's done. So as far as gyms, we did have screen and recoats done during the summer, which I budget into my environmental services budget. So the North and Lehman main gyms were screened and recoat. South and JTL gyms, main gyms were screen and recoat. We have new graphics and a complete sand down and refinish on the auxiliary gyms at Lehman and North, which we're in desperate need of it. And JTL auxiliary gym as well. So they're all, as far as that, I don't know if you gentlemen remember a few years ago, I showed you my own capital project list. Where pretty much completed every gym in the past couple of years have been completely sanded down and refinished, which is impressive.
So all the flooring's done in all the schools and all the gyms are done.
All the flooring's done in all the schools. I will be bringing you in the next few months my ideas for next summer. So flooring ideas for next summer, but
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. North discussion. I understand that Wi-Fi is working.
Yes, it is.
The
There
stadium?
last week.
Okay, it's working, that's good.
I am aware of that.
What did they find was the issue on that Wi-Fi up there?
We just didn't have it, so I'm not an IT guy, but whatever they had to do.
It's been taken care of.
That's fine. All it's done.
We are thankful for that. East Stroudsburg Elementary sprinkler system, so what's the plan moving forward with that? Yes, we're waiting for, we don't even know if we got paid yet, huh? I'll find out next week.
Well, yeah, that's a job that also, last we spoke, is that the Keystone bid they were talking about?
Yeah.
We also couldn't get it done this summer with the flooring and everything going on.
Yeah.
So but that's a,
Well,
Fred and Billy thing. So
I'm more inclined to do the entire thing as opposed to, Band-Aid repairs here and there.
I mean, I think last we asked Daryl, I asked for them to get, specs, some sort of specifications out.
We haven't.
Because- Okay, yeah, so.
We
working
haven't
on that.
because that was, Lyman and Nash, I got a copy of those.
Yeah, because the proposal we got was kind of just there.
Those are the specs, that was the layout, I mean, it's just gonna be the same. We just ended up with, I guess, defective pipe. Is that what? The end of the day, right?
But they still have to give us a
Yeah,
price.
corroded.
Don't they?
Yeah, we gotta get, I guess it's going out to bid.
So when I did want to discuss this evening. So basically, what the expert report for the district indicated a couple years ago is that there were instances of tees, fittings that had not been threaded properly in some cases, and they believed that that contributed to the corrosion that was observed. So the expert report, and I believe also the Keystone Fire inspection that was done recently, identified spot locations that were problematic. Now, when we did the budget report as part of that settlement process, we had estimated a complete replacement of the system, not just spot repairs. So we just want to make sure that the district is on board collectively, as you said, Wayne, that it will be a complete replacement of that system as opposed to additional investigation and only addressing fittings or pipe sections that appear to be corroded or problematic. Obviously, the scope, the schedule, and the cost is going to be drastically different whether we're making spot repairs or replacing the entire system. I believe at the time we did the budget estimate, it was upwards of about $3 million to replace that system completely, whereas I believe the settlement was maybe 1.1 or 1.2 million. So I again, not telling you which way to go, but obviously there is a drastic difference monetarily with a complete system replacement or spot repairs.
Yep. I remember the 3 million quote, and it's 1.2 million that we settled on.
That's 3 million in today's dollar, right?
Yeah, of which about 1.2 million, Lyman Nash got quite a bit of that.
No,
And the reason I mentioned that, guys, is because there are likely components within that system that are not compromised, and that could provide a good service life. Now, again, I guess the question, the difficulty from our perspective is, if it looks good today, what's the guarantee that 2 years from now we might not see some similar issues creep up here and there? And is the district then putting themselves in a position that we're just chasing ongoing problems down the road? So that's really the question: is do you spend that money outright for a new system, or do you scale it back and hope that we address the worst parts of it and we're not going to be finding similar issues down the road?
Josh, excuse me, but I have not seen the document that has the estimate on there, representing the $3 million. Is that for the system to be replaced? Is that also the impact it's going to have on the building with regard to ceiling tile replacement, perhaps grid replacement, by the time that they get up into that building and make those additional messes?
That's right. So it was pretty much a comprehensive estimate, inclusive of, I believe we had figured 50% of that acoustical ceiling area to be removed. We also had to throw in some allowances or contingency to remove drywall, whether it's bulkheads, soffits, attic space access. In a lot of cases, the pipe and the heads are concealed above a hard ceiling. So we're not just popping out ceiling tile, but we're actually removing drywall in order to access the piping. So I'm happy to resend that report. I believe at the time it was, for the purpose of the settlement. I think at this point it can be released. But yeah, it was pretty comprehensive in terms of approval costs, soft costs, and obviously the installation of the system itself.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Any other questions?
Can we go back to Wi-Fi for a minute?
Sure.
I just have a question. I don't know if this is the right place to ask, but when this whole North Wi-Fi was talking about, I was talking, people were talking. As a district, I know we're so concerned with security of our internet and the safety of our infrastructure of our mainframe and so forth. But one of the issues that I was made aware of from people up north, especially, is with the lack of any kind of open Wi-Fi to anybody that's internally part of our district is a major concern, because now we're like, when we're going to these ticketless things, if people buy a ticket for a sporting event and they come up they've been said, oh, they come up and they can't access their cell phone because they can't get on Wi-Fi, and then we're letting them in. My question is, I understand our security, but I mean, in this day and age of public Wi-Fi access, why we as a district, have we considered looking at what it would take to allow the public some kind of public access to Wi-Fi? I mean, I know it's a security issue, but you go into major airports, you go into major government areas where they have public Wi-Fi.
Well, I think the issue could be, and I'll gladly look into that because you raise a good point. Because of the amount of ticket sales now, even through the PIAA that are being done on the phones, and the issue is that they don't have phone service.
Correct.
So your question is, can we provide that service so they can access their phone to get the tickets to be shown? So I'd have to look at that.
It's just, people are relying on Wi-Fi more than ever,
Absolutely.
As a
Guest networks anywhere, how come I can't have it? I don't know.
And I know years ago I was told it's a safety issue. We have to protect our network.
Yeah, I understand, but let me look at it.
I'm sorry, we're making you look at a lot of things, Doc. I'm sorry.
What's I'm here for?
It's just a question I'm gonna bring to the table again, as I brought it up before, and I'll bring it again, so. Sorry.
I'm on an unsecured network now. So the question is, why doesn't that work up there? That really should be the question.
All right,
Because
but
right now I'm on an unsecured network.
Yeah, but you're approved though, your phone's
No,
approved.
not my phone. My phone would not be. This phone would not be. But I don't have a connection, so we have to find out why.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay, Middle Smithfield roof leaks.
We have been on roof leaks for some time. We got it wound down pretty decent. Then over the weekend, we had a pretty good deluge where we had multiple leaks. I know we got at least 5 of them repaired, and we have Garland coming out on Tuesday at 8 a.m. to address the rest of the leaks. There's a flat roof on their area.
Room 206 still impacted.
That is one of them that Garland's coming out on.
That's been an issue since day one.
Since I've been on the board.
Since day one.
That's in the middle of the building, correct? Is there's an issue in that between, say, the Garland roof and other things?
One of
Other
the
wall
things,
structures?
one of the things that happened there is you had Firestone siding there, right? And then with Garland roof, and then with the siding was the issue, the roof was the issue, and it was a back and forth type thing. Well, the siding warranties have expired. Since then, those areas that were leaking into the siding, we in-house went up and repaired the siding issues and tied that in. That's one of the reasons we're able to get ahead of it. Garland has also been, believe it, recently doing great with their job. They've been right on when we call, they're coming up, we're getting out, working with them, we're going over all the areas. So I'm pretty confident. We'll get this wrapped up. No,
Well, they have
heavy
a rep-
rain,
Yeah, they have a
we
new
drove through on
representative for our
Saturday.
area.
Excuse me?
They have a new representative for our area. They have a new regional guy for our area.
Yep.
Because he's helping us at our church.
Oh, yeah, I talked to him. Yeah, that's right.
He's helping us at the church and he's very on top of things, so.
Mhm. Yeah, they're gonna be here on Tuesday.
So is it still leaking in the custodian room?
I have only actives that I know of are 11-201 and 206.
So Dal, you have Garland chasing them down, right?
Yes,
They're on
we're
top
on
of it. They're on top of it. I feel confident they'll figure it out.
Huh.
Don't worry, Wayne, I feel confident.
Let me see here, 2011, we're at 2024. Progress really isn't occurring. What's a sniff test? What's that about?
We couldn't smell anything. We've been on and off having complaints of like a sewer gas.
That's only in the office. Oh,
In office area, that general area. A while back that happened and we did this, where we brought in, American leak detection, and they basically put smoke through all of our vents and whatnot to see if it's leaking anywhere, we can find it, correct that. We had this issue before, we found it and repaired it. Now they're smelling this again occasionally, they haven't recently. We did this, we couldn't find any cracks, breaks, anything.
Carl, is there any chance there's a floor vent under one of those carpet tiles and the trap is not full of water?
We went
Does it make a
through,
difference what time of year it is?
we went through the entire building and it's haphazardous.
Okay,
There's no right. I kind of feel like it's coming from an outside source, literally outside. Since then, we closed on the gym side and the office areas. We pulled the outside air intake back to 10%, which is fine. We haven't heard any complaints or any issues in
okay,
quite a few weeks.
so that makes sense then.
So,
years ago it was on the kitchen people smelled it too, years ago.
yep. Well, and over there, we raised a vent on the roof up a couple feet, and that seemed to help that, because what was coming out of the vent right into the
There you go.
air intake.
Isn't there a sewer
On the far.
thing on the below the building? Yeah.
So
Sewer, yes, it could be
we're
just coming from there.
trying to run it down. So far, we've been good.
Thank you for staying on top of it.
Okay, Resk Elementary parking lot.
Now, this, Wayne, I think you wanted to talk about potentially the possibility of putting Resica's parking lot out to bid for next summer,
Yeah,
and then wanted to discuss to be paid by the way. You wanted to piecemeal that or do it all together, or how you want to do it, or if we even want to continue. That's why it's on.
well, it's, I mean, we, what's the word I'm looking for? We're cold patching those potholes on an annual basis. It's got to be crumbling, right?
Couple times a year.
So, I mean, I don't think we've done it since 93 when it opened. What year was it? 93, 96? You know, and so at some point we're gonna have to do it. And then you mentioned the sidewalks.
Yeah.
I guess we're getting settlement.
The sidewalks sank up there. They let me know about it. I went up and looked at it. This is not new. This obviously has been like this for a little while. I did go out and get a couple of quotes to actually have outfits come in and drill that and raise jack them back up. Because the sidewalks, other than that, are in relatively good condition, and compared to the cost of tearing them out and replacing sidewalks, it's a lot cheaper. I think we can get some years out of it. So essentially, that's what you're seeing here. There's two quotes. There's one for 15 to something, and I have another one for 99. As right now, we painted the curb all yellow. It's all painted. I don't know that it's been like this for some time.
You're saying by the quarter was about like 15,000, correct?
Yeah, well, there's two. There's another one that's a little bit less here.
Well, they're both pretty bad,
Very
actually.
last page, George, is the second, very last page
Here's
is
the
the
other one, was an
second.
email. I didn't get that.
So we really need to do something, really. So what's the recommendation? Saw cut or
They actually,
reset?
drill a hole in it and they
It works.
You put an expandable foam underneath the
blow down
concrete
underneath
slab.
and they elevate.
We did
the
that at
sidewalk.
JTL a few years back to.
That's so, if you,
credit get damaged.
my recommendation,
They just plug
if you've got low slabs and trip hazards, get it fixed.
Yeah,
Because here we're talking about it on a public meeting. We know we have it.
Yeah.
I would say that's a situation you need to get fixed.
absolutely.
Would you agree, Darrell?
Yes.
Yeah, and for the cost of it, it was fairly inexpensive, I thought,
Yeah,
to get it repaired. To get what we could, I couldn't tell exactly what area they were talking about, the picture was not.
Let me see that picture here.
Just fix it.
Just,
Yeah, I don't.
I said just, just fix it, yeah.
Just is it, if the company that's cheaper is. If they're doing the same thing,
Yes. I just had a photo of it.
So they're just gonna drill a hole and they pump in this.
Can't tell you their exact process, but yeah,
they
basically.
do like 4 holes and it just
We're
rains it
gonna
up.
still have our existing sidewalk.
Yeah.
They
We
drill
did
it
at the church,
and it
works
works
out well.
lift it up and stabilize it. On to the next one.
We did it at JTL years ago too, when it got us by for many years at JTL years ago.
Typically do about an 1.5 or 2 inch core length, and then you just fill that core back in.
Yeah.
Like a little plug hole.
Pretty good process.
So we're just gonna, we
Safety.
And it's a.
we don't have to approve that, we're just gonna do that, right?
We have to.
Wow, I can't imagine the board saying no to that.
I can't imagine either.
I'm not gonna be held.
Safety issue, do we have to, can they just do
We
it?
don't-
We can do it on a.
Guys are gonna have students and parents and grandparents strip it.
Okay.
In fact,
Try and get it
we
fixed
could,
before
we could
school.
put that, as an agenda item on the next board agenda. And it's gonna be easy to explain. It's
Yeah,
just a no brainer.
so we'd like to do that sooner,
Okay, so I can get. on this?
yeah. I mean,
Darryl, just get these guys, what we'll do is we'll sum it up, Darryl will get it on the agenda with Pat. For the next board agenda.
Which is 19th or something like that, yeah.
2 weeks, it's not gonna, you're not talking big money, you're talking a lot less money if we have a problem with a staff member.
You're
Or perhaps a bit of student,
Or-
Yeah, yeah.
Right, or grandparent, or
anybody.
anybody.
Yeah. So everything has to be approved. That's over so much dollars, we have to get this approved.
Well, clearly the board's, we want the board to know about it.
yeah,
We'll
So
just,
we just get it approved.
3 of us know
it won't
about
be a
it.
problem. It's the right thing to do, George.
Yes.
so, Doc, let's, put it on the finance committee for this one, next week.
Okay.
And if
Start
they
building
approve
a
it, that's half the
consensus.
board, right?
Just send me a.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tomorrow morning, I'll send out everything I got approved.
And then that'll give me enough.
Start working on your quotes.
If you read, we have them here, but the second quote, he did give a price, but he says a more detailed explanation will follow. When is the finance meeting?
I think it's next Monday.
Well, yeah.
All right, I'll contact him. First thing in the
Yeah,
morning.
I'll be able to explain the process.
Oh,
Let's
got
just get it rolling.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
tell him to get his group mobilized, let's get this done.
We're gonna go with the cheaper.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Done.
And we talked about,
we'll talk in the morning, Darryl, how's that sound?
Okay.
and we talked about the outlet fire. High School South, we spoke about the stadium, we're waiting for the parts. With respect to the stadium, all of our restrooms, both men and women. We have, stall doors and all that good stuff.
The restrooms, both men and women will have completely brand new stalls, toilets and fixtures. LED lighting and
Wow.
Already done?
done.
Done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Doors.
That in-house.
Alright. Doors.
So I don't have to worry about gaps,
Brand new.
Doors.
peeping toms.
No more curtains.
Okay, and the digital scoreboards. We're just waiting for the October meeting on that, right? I think.
Yeah, you're trying to, if I remember the meeting that we had with them, you were gonna,
I think there was an additional discount.
10% discount.
Yeah, but I thought they were gonna come in and get, explain to the whole board.
Yeah,
I think
Peter has a
that's-
plan.
I think that's what Peter said.
Yeah,
yeah.
There's a plan involved.
Yes.
Peter has a good plan.
Peter already has a good plan, yeah.
I like it.
Okay, that brings us to the curbing project, Rob.
Yeah, so Heim Construction was contracted by the state as a state-funded project to repair curbing sidewalk curbs along North Cortlandt Street, starting at down Washington Street and working its way up.
So Rob, they're doing all the handicap ramps is what they're doing, is they doing the low
Yeah,
end ramps
yeah.
and the pads?
They're doing, the rounded corners
And the pads.
on every corner of the
And those
pad.
run, those,
When they get to Vine Street, on our side of Vine Street, we own about 6 feet before it goes to the front sidewalk, so they needed to just let us know that they're doing 5 of those sidewalk handicap curves along the front of South High School and Acton. So they're gonna start anywhere between 3 and 5 weeks. It depends how long the process is coming up Washington Street. I did exchange phone numbers with the foreman. Once he gets close to us, he's gonna let us know when that will be. I did speak about bus traffic and all that stuff, access to Vine Street. It will not impede access to Vine Street. North Cortlandt Street, they'll just have to cone off an area when they bring their triaxle over to load up the old concrete to get rid of the old stuff before they lay the new pad. That's all they're doing. If you guys go out, they already marked all of them. It's marked in white paint exactly where they'll be doing it.
On 209 going up for the parking, like where the buses park.
Yes, so they're gonna start Vine Street here,
So-
and then the next one where the entrance is by the old clock tower there,
Well, yeah.
but from the South High
Down in the
School.
summer.
The next side do going towards
Are they
Bovino's
gonna
as
do
well, and Maple
When,
Street.
are they gonna do them, when school's in?
Yes, I did speak to them about that, and because it's a state funded project, they work around the timing and all that, they
They won't
understand.
be, they won't interfere with the buses and all, and the students traveling on them.
Yeah, they shouldn't, the problem is that while they're ripping up the curb, that part of the sidewalk in the areas that they're doing it, they're doing one at a time,
Yeah.
right? So they're gonna close down that sidewalk, they're gonna fence it off, right, for safety reasons. So the kids that do, they'll just have to walk on the grass instead of the sidewalk, so, I haven't talked to, Fred about that yet, but I will talk to Chief Mill about
Are they going to be
the
doing
safety,
it?
crossing guard safety during school.
Are they gonna be doing it when school just opens up in the morning, or are they gonna be doing it, wait till? Like say, what time does school open up, Doc? What is 7:30?
7:20, the kids are in the building, so
7:20?
7:20 kids are in the building, so my guess is that they'll be here after 7:20.
Because are they gonna make arrangements to do it after they?
I did ask them about that, they said usually they're not usually getting out there until after.
And they're gonna be done by what time they get out of 2:40?
Yeah, I don't know about their exact timing, if they're gonna fall into it's a state funded project, so it wasn't like they were asking us. It was more like they were.
Well, I don't think we should be able to make it so that.
I will call the foreman and talk to him about the timing. I know he'll come after,
I mean, they may only be able to. do
They're gonna
6
affect
hours
some of
a
our
day.
walkers as well. So, they will affect some of our walkers, they just don't know that at this point, right?
yes, yeah.
They think it's gonna be as easy as just working in a lane and cutting off the
It's not
corner.
gonna be that way.
And so we can tell them that they can't start until a certain time.
Yes, yes.
And they have to finish by a
They're
certain
thinking,
time.
yeah.
Well, the problem is if we tell them that we gotta pick our poison,
Yeah,
because we can't tell them they can start at a certain time if it's later than their typical start time and then end earlier, right? We can't necessarily control that. We can only make them aware of it. So we really have to pick our poison. So my guess would be, we're gonna wanna pick the poison to be the morning. To have them start a little bit later, after our buses are in, our staff is in, and our student walkers back and forth to dump, everything that goes on around here in the morning.
but you have the same thing in the afternoon with the buses and all.
I understand, but we also have the morning AM traffic
Yeah,
in
yeah.
general, right?
Yes, yeah,
So that would be my side of it.
The morning would be better than the afternoon.
Yeah, and both would be best.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
The good news is
Good luck.
you're getting
Nice
handicap
sidewalks.
ramps and curbs put in at
Yep.
no cost, and they're very expensive to get
Yeah.
done
Yes, that's why they're doing it.
and time consuming.
Yes.
And they're picking up the bill state.
Because if they're not right, you're ripping them out.
Let them do it. Let them do it. There'll be some inconvenience for sure. Larry, public participation. Anyone else out there on Zoom?
No.
Okay, let's go to motions. Motion to accept service team proposal, 12,900 for the stadium fencing.
The move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Applications for payment of invoices, B1 through B12,
So move.
Second.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Uh, uh,
Do you need to vote on the sidewalks?
Yes,
Yeah. just
we're gonna
rush
make a
them.
recommendation to repair the Resica sidewalks. With, what do they call it? What's the system?
It's concrete jacking. Just
Concrete jacking?
Yep.
And go with always safe sidewalks.
Motion,
So moved.
Second.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I think all the meeting for adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
Aye. All in favor?
Beat you.
Thank you, guys.
Gals. And gals.